Well, hello there and welcome back to this F1 2017 Sauber career mode. We're at round, what is it, 16? I think it is now, 15, 16, something like that. And we're at Japan, Suzuka, and we're just about to do qualifying. You can see it's just raining a little bit outside. Unfortunately, the next episode before this would have been Malaysia, but for some unknown reason, it didn't record the race. So a quick recap. We started in 9th, finished in 9th. It was changeable conditions throughout. It started off being heavy rain, then it went to intermediates late on, and unfortunately a safety car came out probably around about half distance, and there was a bit of a glitch where myself and the majority of the field got a drive-through penalty for not catching up to the safety car in time, which is a bit unfair because we was all struggling round on the intermediate tyres in the rain, and the safety car was basically going around at racing speed, which kind of skewed things up a little bit. And also Palmer was classified in second place, even though he retired with a blown engine as he went across the line, and he was about 6th or 7th, something like that. So the results were a bit weird. I think Hamilton won, even though he finished 7th on track, and it glitched him into the lead. And then Palmer was classified 2nd, even though he retired on the line. But we started in 9th and finished in 9th, so we picked up another 2 points. As for the research and development, unfortunately we've had another problem where a second part has now failed on the chassis. Both of these have now failed, but in the top right hand corner we've nearly got 1400 resource points. That's because the sponsors gave us a nice sponsor bonus of 750, which is our 3rd of the season, which is nice. So it means that after this race we can get both of these done, and this one as well really, which will be 1200 points. However, I am sort of looking over here, if I can go over here to the powertrain, which is only 1200 points to get that one unlocked, bringing these down to 600 each, and if we did that it would leave us with probably after qualifying the race we'll be looking at about 300. So I'm either tempted to really knock out all 3 of these, and we'll probably right up to the back of the Haas team on the chassis development, or go over there and unlock the 4th what is it, the 4th icon, if you like, to reduce the cost for the powertrain. But again, I might just, like I said, focus on the chassis from now on, so that's probably what we're going to do. As for the gearbox, we're currently sitting on 45%. We've only done 3 races, so unfortunately it looks like I might have to change to the 4th and final unit in a couple of races, because I think we're not going to reach 90% on the gearbox without some sort of serious problems. As for the power unit, I've been dabbling with the earlier units in the practice session, and I have got 275 out of 275 resource points, but we're now well on the way. As you can see here, 31% on the 4th unit, 36 down here on the MG UK. I don't think anything else is higher than 36. Let's just have a quick look. No, it isn't. So I kind of want to stay away from the 5th unit until possibly, I don't know, I think we'll do qualifying in a race with Japan, and then maybe all them units for USA in the practice, then maybe have to go into the 5th unit starting in either the qualifying session in USA or indeed Mexico. I don't really want to have to take any grid penalties, but I think we might have to with the gearbox. So yeah, other than that, we'll have a quick look there. As you can see down the bottom, Malaysia classified in 9th place. In the standings then, we'll have a quick look, because obviously it didn't show after the last race. Hamilton is now retaking the lead of the championship thanks to basically glitching his way into 1st place, 253 points, 3 points ahead of Raikkonen. Bottas is still there hanging on, and Vettel is almost 70 points back, so he's probably sort of out of it really. Further back, we're still in 8th place, 2 points behind Perez and only 7 ahead of Massa, so like I said, we should be good for holding on to 8th place. Other people that scored good points, obviously Palmer with that 2nd place jumped him from 1 point up to 19 in 15th place. And in the constructors, Mercedes hold a 50-point lead over Ferrari, and there's a massive gap back to Red Bull, and Williams and Force India have both now hit 100 points. We're sitting on 80, so look, we look good for 6th place at least. So that's the Malaysia roundup all done anyway. I'm sorry for whatever reason it didn't record, but now we're on to Japan, so we'll listen to the voicemail and see what the qualifying objective is for us. 17th and beat Magnussen, so I think it's very achievable, certainly in the wet conditions. I believe about 15 to 20 minutes in it's going to be dry, but whether that will affect us towards the end of the session, I don't know. We'll have to look at the screen when we get to qualifying, and I might just wait until halfway through the session before going out to get a clearer picture to see if we might need to dry tyres. But so we'll go to qualifying and yeah, check on the weather and see what we can do. So then here we are in the garage. It's telling me super soft tyres, but it is just about to rain out there. Right, okay, I'm going to go straight out there then. Not going to worry about anything else, not about the setup. We'll do that later. Let's get out there and do a flying lap straight away. So the rain is coming down. Not too sure how well these super soft tyres are going to last. Really, really tricky conditions here. I'm probably going to do 2-3 laps. Just keep going with these super softs. It's right borderline at the moment. Well, I'm going to put some fresh set of super soft tyres on. Usually I skip all this and then just edit it out, but this is going to be virtually a live pit stop here to try and get this done and back out on track in time. So we're coming into the pits now. Alright, we'll get back in the garage and we'll immediately swap onto a new set of super soft tyres and try to get back out. But just over 3.5 minutes to the left of the session, so if we can get out with 2.5 minutes left, then we'll have enough time to get round. It could be a bit of an upside down grid. I think the likes of Vettel and Verstappen have got ahead of us. So I don't know. I mean, if they're like 2 odd seconds up the road, there's probably no point going out. So I'll have a quick look at the timing screens, but it's going to be literally in and out here. It'd be so nice if we could do like live pit stops. You know, just pull in, change a bit of tyres, and then out you go again. But unfortunately, the game doesn't do that. So we'll just wait for all the tyre blankets to come on now. We'll have a quick look, see if there's any point in going back out. Come on, guys, hurry up. There's only a couple of minutes left. Right, let's have a quick look. It's possible. It's possible. Look at that. We're only 4 tenths off Verstappen, but Alonso's still on pole. Right, okay. Let's go change tyres. We'll drain the fuel out straight away. Tyre select. Is it still... Yeah, it's still saying so. A new set of super softs. Right, let's get back out on track. Let's hope we've got enough time. Right, here we go. Can we get up to 5th? So we've ended up in 4th place. Great final lap there. The conditions started to improve. Not too sure how Grosjean has managed to do a 32.6. I'm calling bullshit on that. And unfortunately, Alonso doesn't get his pole position, but he will start on the front row. We're on row number 2 alongside Hamilton. Further back, you've got Vettel, Ocon, Hulkenberg's in 8th, Magnussen's in 10th as well. So it's a bit of an upside down grid here, which is nice to see with these difficult conditions in qualifying. Verstappen's 11th, Bottas is only 13th, Ricciardo's down in 17th, and of course our teammate can't do anything at all, even in the changing conditions, and starts 20th. So a bit of an upside down grid. We've got some quick guys towards the back, and we've got the likes of Grosjean and Alonso up front as well alongside us. So yeah, very, very interesting qualifying session. I really quite enjoyed it. Really we're on the edge sort of stuff, and it's quite nice to see the changing conditions. I mean, it was absolutely pissing down, but we still had DRS, and as you can see, everyone has done their qualifying on the super soft tyres. So we'll go to the race then and see what we can do with a bit of an upside down grid from 4th place. So the resource points for qualifying, this would be the standard 85 for doing as well as we can. And the rivalry, well, we did out qualify Magnussen, which is nice, and that's gone down a little bit with some of the teams. I'm not too sure anymore what happens there. Not that it really matters. So we'll listen to the voicemail. Nice, clear, sunny skies outside for the race. finishing 13th and beat Magnussen. Might be a bit of a challenge. There's going to be cars all over the place in this race due to the funny qualifying session. I don't think there's much else to look at really. Don't think so. We've got all the quick bits on here, haven't we? Yeah, all the quick bits. So yeah, not much else to do then. So we'll go to the race, have a look at the race strategy screen, try and work out what's going to be the best for us, and then crack on with it.
We're almost ready to go then. This is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. A fantastic qualifying from Roman Grosjean yesterday puts him on pole. And it's Fernando Alonso with P2. Looking down the rest of the grid we have Hamilton and the Sauber, Sebastian Vettel and Raikkonen, Hulkenberg, Perez, Magnussen and Max Verstappen. Stroll, Bottas, Stoffel, Van Dorn and Massa, Fiat, Ocon, Daniel Ricciardo and Carlos Sainz. Palmer and Pascal Wehrlein completes the grid.
So it looks like that the only thing to change in the grid is Ocon has had a penalty and starts further down the field. So we'll have a look at the race strategy. I think we're locked to these. We're locked to the super soft tyres. Unfortunately, underfueling the car. I do not want to underfuel the car. Thank you very much. Banging 2 extra laps. So on to the soft tyres. It's a strategy we have to go for. Cloudy throughout. No chance of. We do get something later on. So we'll run with this strategy then. Not much else we can change. So we'll do the formation lap and then get this race started from 4th place. So we're on the grid, bit of an unusual front row. Let's see if we can capitalise. Not the worst start in the world, but we're going to split. Oh, we've got a good run here on Alonso. Oh, and here comes a Ferrari as well. Oh, he's tagged the back of the Mercedes. And round goes Raikkonen. Grosjean still leads, but Hamilton's all over him. We're up to 3rd. Alonso's just behind us in 4th. So here comes Vettel up the inside into 130R. So at the final chicane, just around to come start lap 4. We've got Hulkenberg and I believe it's Force India behind us. Nice, hit the marks really good there. So we're in now. Set of soft tyres, looks like the majority of the guys around us are in as well. Oh, we've been held in the pits, come on! Fuck's sake! So almost half distance, we're back in 15th now after being held in the pits for what seemed like an eternity. There are quite a few guys ahead of us that haven't made a pit stop yet, but we're definitely not going to be back in 4th place. I reckon about 7th or 8th at best. Gonna try it into a chicane here. Oh, we've gone deep. Made the move stick for 7th and then run wide across the curve. That spat me out on the other side. So 3 laps to go then. Someone's at the race, the yellow flags are out. And I've made a mistake at turn 2. Lack of concentration. Back down to 8th. Ricardo's right up with us now. Oh, bit of contact there. Back up the inside, more contact. Oh, bouncing over the curb a little bit. We managed to get back 8th place. So there we go. Then we did manage to just about hold off Ricardo. We have a bit of battling at the final chicane to take 8th place. A bit disappointed, really. I think we probably could have had 4th, but such is life. Hamilton has won then, Vettel on 2nd, and Perez has ended up on the podium. Grosjean from pole position has ended up 4th, and that's a pretty good result, to be honest, so well done to him. Hulkenberg, Verstappen, Magnussen, ourselves, Ricardo and Sainz rounds off the top 10. Further back, Ocon couldn't get into the points from 16th. And Bottas, who started 12th, actually finished 13th. Alonso, who started on the front row, unfortunately has finished in 15th place ahead of Van Dorn. Raikkonen, who had that spin at the start, and Pascal Wehrlein. And then at the back, Kvyat and Palmer, who failed to finish. So we'll have a quick look at the standings. Hamilton's managed to pull away a bit more over Raikkonen. He's won, and Raikkonen didn't score any points, so the gap's now 28. Further back, not much else has changed. Perez has got past Ricardo, and we're not that close, far away from Ricardo actually. We're only 9 points there, so but we remain in 8th for now. Hulkenberg has jumped up to 10th, and Magnussen up to 13th as well. In the constructors, not much changing apart from Force India have jumped ahead of Williams, and Haas have managed to outjump Toro Rosso as well, thanks to their double point scoring finish. And McLaren, they have scored, but they're still on 2 points, and really struggling to get any points. And it's a shame for Alonso. Started on the front row, and he still finished down in 15th place. So the resource points for the race, not as good as what it could have been, but another 80 nevertheless. And the first qualifying, first driver bonus as well, nearly at 1600. The rivalry update, we're leading it by a point, which is a shame because we really should have been able to have finished ahead of Magnussen. And the team approval continues to rise. Looks like Williams are now one of the top 3 teams. And finally, the career score for the weekend. Number 10,000? Should be. Yeah, 11,440. So that's nice. Oh, this guy. Lovely, I can't remember his name. Jeffrey, Duncan, David. I can't remember. I don't really care. So we've got Pursuit at Bahrain Short and Overtake Challenge at Bahrain Short. Right. I think we've done both of these before. And if we do this, then it means that we unlock the half the development time on the major upgrades, which we'll probably be looking to do at the beginning of Season 3. So this does need to be done. I can't remember which one I've done. Pretty sure I've done that one, haven't I? Yeah, we'll do that one again. So we'll have a look at the laptop first before we do anything else. Because we've got loads of upgrades that we can now do. 3, in fact. We can't do that yet, can we? No. Right, okay, so we'll get this one redeveloped, we'll get this one developed, and we'll get this one redeveloped. So if we can do all that in the bottom right hand corner, see if they all come through nicely, and I hope they do, we will be level with Haas on the chassis development, which is nice. And we've got 389 resource points, which means we can do another one after that. I'm very tempted to do that because it'll only take 2 weeks and it'll be 900, and we should be able to do that. So yeah, all 3 of them are now hopefully all paid for, and none of them should fail. I know 2 of them will pass. I'm just worried about the 3rd one. But we'll go to the invitational event. I won't show the highlights for this. I will literally end the video here, because if we pass or fail, it doesn't matter. It means that we will be able to have done the, let's have a look, this one here. Whether we pass or fail, it still counts, which means that on the next episode we will have halved the development time on the major one. So I'll go away and do that off camera. You've probably seen quite a few now, and it's a bit boring, to be honest with you, but we'll get that done, and that's quite nice. So looking back at the race, yeah, a bit disappointed. I think if I probably look back at the footage, I reckon I had my finger on the clutch for a couple of seconds too long, but I don't think it changed anything. We did get held, and unfortunately it dropped us back. We managed to pick up 8th place, which is another 4 points. Yeah, we're slowly getting towards the end of this season, and most importantly, upgrading the car. And yeah, hopefully by the end of the season, we should be legitimately ahead of McLaren. So thank you very much for watching this episode, and I'll see you all for the next one very soon.